Howdy there, my guitar playing friend. In today's video, I'm going to show you an original tune that I actually wrote for a Western swing rhythm guitar course. I needed a blues head, something to play over the 12-bar blues, and this is one that I kind of came up with based upon a few licks that I had heard in some other Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys blues heads, as well as some licks that I've heard like Tiny Moore play and Junior Barnard. So this is just like a hybrid blues head full of great little licks that you can pull out and maybe add to your own playing. Before we go ahead and dive into the lesson though, if you haven't had a chance, hit that subscribe button below and the bell notification button. That way you'll get notified whenever I upload a new video here to the channel. Also, if you're interested in things like PDFs of the tab and sheet music, as well as backing tracks and access to monthly Q&A calls where you get to ask me any of your questions, go ahead and check that link out below in the description to the Mandolin Secrets Guitar Club. There you're going to get access to a whole slew of goodies, including the Western Swing Rhythm Guitar course that actually kind of birthed this tune and brought it to the world. Okay, before we go ahead and dive into learning any of the ins and outs of this tune, I just want to show you a full speed rendition of this tune just so you can get it in your ears and kind of see how my hands are moving over the fingerboard. You might recognize a few patterns in there if you've played some jazz before. So this is a great opportunity to just kind of sit back and absorb a little bit of the tune, okay? Okay, my friend, let's go ahead and talk about this tune a little bit. This is one that I've simply just titled The Walking Bass Blues. There's a video in my Intro to Western Swing Rhythm Guitar course where I talk about how to play walking bass chord inversions. And that's kind of where the name of this tune came from. Pretty simple, right? But this tune isn't so simple. It's built on a few licks that I had stolen from Junior Barnard, Tiny Moore, and some other players in the Texas Playboys. But this is one that I think is a really great intro to playing the blues. If you haven't played a lot of blues heads before, you're kind of new to maybe lead guitar playing or Western swing lead or anything like that, this tune is definitely for you. And for all of you intermediate advanced players out there, stick around for this one too, okay? Because I'm going to show you here in a couple minutes how to take some of the main phrases from this tune and extract them to use them as vocabulary in a 12-bar blues solo that you might want to play over this tune. I'm going to go ahead and point one of those licks out to you real quick here. I play it at the fourth bar of the first line, and it just goes, we're playing like a B minor triad up here, 9th fret with your ring finger, and then bar the 7th fret with your index. And then we just walk that down chromatically. Very stereotypical kind of steel guitar lick that you would hear any of Wills's guitar players use over the years. But I thought that would be kind of a neat thing to point out, because anytime you're moving from a 1 chord to a 4 chord, or you have that kind of relationship, really what I'm talking about is a 5-to-1 relationship here. So in this instance, we're moving from a D7, and the next chord coming up is a G7. So if you check it out, B minor is the relative minor of D7, so we can kind of see this as just like a chord substitution or extended harmony. And if you walk that down, A minor gives you some of the notes from that D7, which really steers your ear toward the G7. Particularly, we've got the 5th of the D7, the 7th, and the 9th. So it sounds really jazzy, really cool, really hip. So if you get that D tonality in your ears, and then I play a G chord, that sounds really resolved, right? So that's one lick that I wanted to point out there that I think you can really take away from this tune and transpose all over the place. So if you find the relative minor of whatever chord you're on and you walk it down a whole step, it gives you that kind of 5-1 pull, so your ear is really happy when you hear this, a G chord after it. And say you did it on a G chord, we'd find an E minor triad, right? And that would steer us toward a C chord. So I'm going to let you figure the rest of that out, but I thought that that was a really cool lick and was worth pointing out here. Okay, my friend, that's one lick that I'm going to give you here, but guess what? I'm actually going to create another companion lesson to this one that pulls apart a few of those other phrases that I stole from some of the Texas Playboys and shows you how to use them in your own 12-bar blues solo. So stay tuned for that one, okay? All right, my friend, now that we've talked about some of the licks that we can pull out of this tune, let's go ahead and look at that slow rendition of the tune. I'm going to slow it down to 80 beats per minute so you can see exactly how my fingers are moving over the fretboard and follow along really easily. If it's still too fast for you though, don't hesitate to click that gear icon below and adjust the speed of the video down. That's one of the great things that we have here in the modern era, right? So don't hesitate to do that. I do it all the time, and it's really great for just getting some of these patterns and position shifts and stuff. So I highly encourage you to use that, okay? Let's go ahead and dive into that version of Walking Bass Blues at 80 beats per minute. Alright, my friend, that is it for this tune. I hope you've enjoyed this cool little blues head. I had a fun time writing it, and like I said, it was more about kind of stringing together some phrases that I thought made really good Western swing style blues improvisational phrases. So have some fun picking this one apart and using these licks in your own playing. And like I said, we're actually going to have a companion video to this one later showing you how to take some of the licks out of this tune and apply them to your own playing. Before we get out of here though, go ahead and leave us a comment below. Do you find this kind of thing useful? Do you like learning blues heads and how to analyze them and extract licks from them and things like that? Just give us a shout below and let us know what's up. Alright, my friend, thank you so much for joining us for this lesson. I hope you enjoy the Walking Bass Blues, and we'll catch you in the next video, okay?